please remember to leave a like, a comment, share the video about, and if you haven't already, subscribe. Thank you. Well, isn't this just fantastic? Right, okay, end of year, no mucking about. Part 1 of 2, this is going to be fucking long. Let's get it. To begin the 2023 review of Amberlynn Reid, we have to go back to something that was done by another YouTuber first, because even though these happened partway through January, Amberlynn received an influx of something that she's not too familiar with, while she herself made minimal effort with regards to content produced in the month of January itself. Aline Dessine, a Belgian YouTuber, made 2 videos at least, talking about how Amberlynn is a bit of a victim. This led to the entire French community, because blind tribalism will always lead to blind following, going to Amber's channel and showering her with Google Translate praise. This in turn gave her what she's also not familiar with on top of the comments, and that is a lot of positivity with regards to the like and dislike. It should be noted that while it did initially lead to a return of additional views on content, it did not even then take her back up to the higher echelons where she used to sit, so the law of diminishing returns came into full effect at an expedited rate. But the comments remained positive for most of January and, well, into February. Whereas before I would usually find the negative comments being a more accurate summation of what her streams or videos are about, thankfully we don't need it. So when I was conducting research streams on Amberlynn Reid for January, I noticed all those comments, and I will admit, it certainly takes your attention away from what Amberlynn actually did, because it was a rinse and repeat moment type of situation. So we will begin instead with a video that was actually made by Karina Kaboom that had the screenshots I forgot to get in time. These are Q&As that Amber did over on Instagram, because she did a lot of these, but we don't need all of them. We just need a few images to make certain points. Okay, so to the first comment. Zach also gives you credit where credit is due. He seems like he does really want you to do well. Amber has a bit of jealousy when it comes to Zachary Michael, because Zachary Michael gets more views than Amber does. That money's hers, yo. So, Amber responded, he shouldn't get a round of applause for that. That's like giving someone a round of applause for not cheating on their spouse. Like, okay, y'all, I don't hate Zach. I just absolutely without a doubt disagree with his usage of his channel.
His channel is me.
And the rare shout-out Tammy moment. I should be allowed to express that I don't like someone else using my content
constantly
without getting attacked, lol. Interesting use of a false equivalence there. Not cheating on their spouse. I vaguely recall saying when I saw that, yes, if we're doing false equivalences, I'd like to compare that to putting acid on your dinner plate and considering it one of your 5 a day. The next comment. I think keeping your goals and stuff private this year is good. People just use them against you later. They really do. Someone had the audacity to ask if I reached my step goal this year even though they knew I spent a few months unable to walk or exercise due to me tearing several ligaments in my cankle. Like, ma'am, come on now, lol. I see you. Someone had asked you should learn to edit on your computer, lol. To which Amber replied, I know how to edit on my computer, lol. I choose not to because Amber prefers to use her phone, which I think is silly. She could accomplish a lot more, focus a lot more, improve the quality of her content a lot more, but maybe she's trying to save space, everyone. Not sure what for, but maybe she's saving space. Final comment of interest. It's so weird how people on here jump to conclusions and think they know your life better than you. Amber replies, it's so strange, lol. Now you'll notice a date on some of this being 2022. Yeah, Amber responded late to him. So let's go to our first video of the year, which has a weigh-in, which we're going to revisit 4 more times so we can look at other weigh-ins she's done. By the way, she had a bit of beef with Karina. She didn't like that Karina was responding to all of this. She never had the balls to put it in YouTube videos though. That's interesting. She could have made bank on it.
Hey guys, welcome to a new video. So this video is just gonna be weight loss related. I think I forget how to talk, but my gallbladder is functioning. Okay, so my weigh-in on January 1st, which was Sunday, is 520.0.
I could have sworn you were in the 400s last time we looked at you. Did you have a big Christmas?
Which I'm very glad about, because last time you guys got a weigh-in for me, I was actually like 521 point something. So I have not gained weight since then. So I am fucking glad about that. Let me tell you, I'm so glad about that.
Well, this is fantastic. What we should do now is go to the second weigh-in of 5 that you do in January and ascertain your progress before moving to the 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
Hey guys, welcome to another video. So this is a weight loss video. I'm on week 2. I have thought, should I just put these on my vlogs? Should they be separate videos? I keep going back and forth between that. Okay, now on to the actual weigh-in part of this. This week has gone really good. As you guys know, I wanted to do no takeout for the full January, but Feline and I have decided that we're gonna allow ourselves to have takeout every Sunday, which is weigh-in days.
Now, I, like many, were under the impression you were doing something akin to that of Lent, i.e. you give up something completely for a period of time. Turns out you made a loophole, which meant by extension you found a loophole. Congratulations. All the hard work. But it's okay, everyone. She's not a food addict, so there's no chance of regressing. But the weigh-in's the part we need before we go to week 3.
Today I weighed in at 514.6, so that is a 5.4 pound loss by literally just stopping takeout. What?
You think with that nugget of information that Amber would perhaps give up takeaway entirely. Turns out, being your size, maintaining the weight, means something else is going on. But I want to add to this, your body is used to certain types of foods, which means when you eat those certain types of foods, it will absorb all the negative stuff quicker than it would all the positive stuff. So giving it up is not the worst idea in the world. Week number 3 though, folks. Let's see if Amber can keep this train moving.
Hey guys, welcome to week 3 weigh-in. So I'm gonna be honest, this is one of them situations where I was thinking about ending the weigh-ins, the weekly weigh-ins, because I noticed that judgment is keeping me from being as open as I used to be.
Now, no one here is stupid enough to think that what she said there was remotely truthful. We all know the real reason why before we've even got to the reason why. Amber will insert every excuse in the world, every single one, and she'll try and make it seem more prophetic, more philosophical, more morally high groundish. Reality is, it is far from that. And it is something vastly simpler. So
as for my weigh-in, last week I was 514.6, this week I was 515.8. I was only up 1.2, and I think it's because I was going back and forth. One day I was doing great, next day I wasn't.
1.2 pounds is enough of a reason for you to want to quit this already after week, 3? Add to that you yourself, in a more flippant nature after that and before the weigh-in itself, where you tell us what the weigh-in is as opposed to showing us on a scale. You fob off everything and act as if it's not really as much of a deal as it is. The reality is, you're not much younger than me. You're really not. You're in your 30s now. The window you have to affect meaningful change, much like the window of acceptable comedy, is getting smaller and smaller. So on to week 4.
Hey guys, welcome to a new video. So this is weigh-in video, my Sunday weigh-in. So my goal for the near future is to have my Sunday weigh-in uploaded on Monday. As you guys can tell, I've kind of been failing at that because I'm just taking it easy in January.
Yes, we're well aware AdSense is dead in January. That's why I upload these in December. Hello.
I weighed in at 520.0, which means I did gain weight, and I'm exactly where I was on January 1st.
You may have noticed some tears there. Amberlynn was telling us about her brother and definitions of binging and overeating and other things. Her upbringing being the focus of that video. She also alluded to in the video itself that she doesn't really drink water as much as she does sugar-free pop, soda, whatever you call it. I'm not the only person, but that stuff has sugar. Replace it with water, please. You don't drink enough of water weight. On to the final weigh-in of this month.
Hey guys, welcome to week 5 of my weigh-ins. What's your BMI highest and what is it now? So I did my little BMI calculator. At my highest, I was 572.4 and my BMI was 104.8. Wow, that's horrible. And now it's 91.2, which is still horrible, but it's gone down 13.6.
I did not know that BMI went over 100.
So I don't really...
Fun fact, I watched that video 3 times and I could not find a weigh-in at all. But during all 5 weigh-in videos, Amberlynn spoke about bariatric weight loss surgery because she is attempting to become a bariatric weight loss surgery patient. She's going through everything because she believes this is what she needs to save her. I'm not here to judge that. I am merely passing it on to you because it is undoubtedly a very polarizing subject. Amber believes this will help her save the most important part of her lungs, her heart, basically her internal organs. I'm not as convinced of this part. However, regardless of its shortcut nature, it could well be what Amber needs to give her that kick to change her life. With the month of February, something we're going to highlight is how Amber seems to start with steam and still a mountain of support from the French contingent. And watch what happens to that support when Amber basically falls back into old habits. And because even though you've received support does not mean the law of diminishing returns is not in full effect. You may get some support, but it is not going to stick around forever, especially if they notice something a little off, perhaps a form of shenanigans. So for this, we're going to go through 7 videos that Amber released during the month of February, where she started with goals and ended with some bad news. And in between that, I am going to point at things that are quite clearly lies.
To get into the swing of things, to start eating a little bit better, changing habits slowly is the best idea. Fresh young chicken. Next bag, I got a huge thing of broccoli, so I feel like this could last us for quite a few meals.
Apparently neither Amber nor her partner can go to the shops, instead ordering from Amazon, grocery, thingamajiggy, Whole Foods, whatever it is. Laziness 101, all her videos seem to center around her showing what meal she's acquired. This video was released on the 2nd of February, and as you can see on the screen, the comments are still very, very positive with 2.8k upvotes. She's still getting a fair amount of support, but I have no doubt in my mind there's a considerable amount of dislikes. One does, however, have to wonder if Kenkelgate is still in full effect, as full justification for not going outside, putting in some extra steps, and perhaps doing better for yourself. Additionally, that broccoli shit.
Look at all that like shimmer glitter. It has helped a lot with like choosing not to eat when I really want to like just eat for the funsies of it. I don't know if anyone else is following the Idaho murders, the Brian Koberger horrible thing that happened, but I wouldn't say I'm obsessed, but I do follow along. Like, I follow forums, I watch YouTube videos about it, and the news, etc, etc. And I'm not one to like remember my dreams, and if I do remember my dreams, it's because they were weird or because they like really scared me.
The reason the next part here is muted while it's still playing is because Amber starts talking about the Idaho murders. How she is partially obsessed with it, focusing on many different outlets as a way of consuming valuable information, in turn turning it into something about herself, about her dreams, and how she doesn't remember much of her nightmares and blah 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 blah, with her conceding that perhaps she shouldn't look into so much because it in turn is causing a negative effect, basically triggering her. The only reason I'm playing it is because according to YouTube that was the most replayed part of the video. I was more interested in the fact she bought food from Amazon Whole Foods, wholesale, whatever it's called, groceries, that thing. On to the second video.
Okay, so I have a little grocery haul. So I think what I'm gonna try to do is like, I don't want to buy like tons of food at once. And I also don't want to physically go to the grocery store, because by buying tons of food at once, not only is it like overwhelming, it's like, oh my god, I have to cook. Okay, I know that's like all psychological, but like...
In her second video, she got a lot of support still, as you can see on the screen, a lot of upvotes, congratulations. But she does, 2 days after the first video, explain why she was buying shorter amounts, smaller amounts of food. However, there is a huge glaring problem with this, and that is quite simply, you order takeout. We know you don't cook, we know you don't go to the grocery store, we know you order takeout. Therefore, you don't have to have the food in the house because you can have it brought to your door like the groceries you're not going to the shop to acquire. Using what can be seen to be reasonable logic to not have food in the house in the first place doesn't really resonate with your haters when they point and go, but takeaway.
64 ounces of water a day, while also trying to slowly drink less diet soda. I used to drink like no water and about 4 diet sodas a day. Now my goal is just to have like 1 or 2 while drinking more water. So this might be dumb to some, but it's totally fine. But it's something that's been working for me. If I take a sip of drink, a soda, that means I have to take a sip of water.
Yes, everyone, Amber's a genius.
Today is actually February 1st, so I did weigh myself, and I was 5'11.6. So that means just since Sunday, by the way, today is Wednesday, just since Sunday, I'm down over 4 pounds.
No, I'm not going to congratulate you from losing the weight that you should have lost already. But we are going to move to the third video, which, much like the previous 2, has a considerable amount of upvotes, yeah? And a lot of positivity. Why? Because Amber is crying, as you can see on the screen now. Thing is, when I was live streaming this, I had to ask my chat because it doesn't happen often with myself. But generally, when people cry, their eyes get a little red. Yours couldn't look any whiter, leading me to believe that somebody had either blown something into your eyes, you had some onion nearby, or you just got one of those hospital snappy pill things that used to wake people up. Yeah.
I didn't want to talk to anyone in particular. I just wanted to talk to my camera and talk to you guys and have this moment be documented because it's part of it. Tears are part of this journey and fear is part of this journey.
Now, we have all been here for a long time. We have seen the cycle repeat itself over and over again. The only difference now is that Amber is getting a lot of positivity, which means she can say things that come across as epiphany-esque, prophetic, insightful, intelligent. But with no consistency, her eye movement would certainly lend credence to it. The lack of integrity is key here. It looks like someone with a form of self-reflection, but in reality it's just somebody trying to make it seem like they are more than what they actually are, putting on a new mask for the newer audience, hoping the newer audience push out the audience she already built for herself. The reason you saw that clip was because that was the most replayed part of the video. The rest of it was shite. So was that, for that matter. Let's go on to the next video, because now we got another weigh-in. Yay. But just before that, some comments have been left in French. For example here, Creepy Emma. Don't worry, I'm going to translate it for you. Essentially, people are horrible to you, you don't deserve it. Losing weight isn't easy, especially with so little support. We are here for you, and blah blah, have some courage on us. The one underneath, I'm not even going to waste my time, because I don't like it. But you'll notice these 2 users pop up in the first 3 videos already. Just highlighting it before we get on to the first lie I noticed of Amber's.
Last question. When is the last time you binged? I have not binged. Oh my gosh. I think it's been 3 weeks.
And thus the lie was caught. You say maybe 3 weeks, possibly 2 later on. I say that side-eye says 2 hours.
So there is a such thing as someone who binges versus someone who has binge eating disorder. And what I mean by that, and what I have recently learned, and actually what my psychologist has told me as well, is that you don't have to have binge eating disorder to binge on occasion. And you know what? I think I used binge eating disorder as a crutch and as an excuse. I am addicted to junk.
I love that she concedes she's not a psychologist, so she can't go into it, because whatever. That's interesting. It sounds very WebMD, but you know what? Let's get to the weigh-in.
So last Sunday, I was 515.0 after losing 5 pounds that week. And today I was 508.2. So that's 6.8 pounds down in 1 week.
That's all you're getting. Next video.
When I drop food on the ground when I'm cooking. I guess I didn't notice I dropped one and Twinkie found it. Hello. So my appointment, my psych evaluation appointment is today. I'm ready. You guys, my appointment's over and he's recommending me. He's recommending me. He's recommending.
Consider this a pre-advanced spoiler. The happiness is short-lived. You'll understand why soon, don't worry, we've got 2 more videos yet. And as you can see here, the comments are very much on her side and also loving the Twinkie broccoli thing.
I'm drinking out a Twinkie. I'm drinking out a Twinkie. I'm drinking out a Twinkie.
Well, I can officially cross that off my list of things I didn't want to see Amber do. Video number 6, everyone. We have a lot to talk about.
Been a hot minute. So it's actually super late right now. This is actually when I would be sleeping, but I was like, I need to film this. I need to make this a priority. I know I look tired. I feel tired, but I was like, I need to film this video because I've only filmed 1 video, I want to say in the last like 8 days. And it was a weigh-in video, and then when I was on my camera, I still had video footage from Vlogmas. So I'm over here just like deleting, and I go really quickly because it's just 2 steps. I deleted my weigh-in video.
I'm starting to understand then why on this video, unlike the previous ones, you got less positivity. Now you still got a fair amount along with advice concerning gastric sleeve surgery, all that stuff you're trying to get sorted, but the positivity was further down. I get why now. But you still did do a weigh-in of sorts. You gave us details. I have some comments about that afterwards.
We're gonna talk about weekly weigh-ins. I'm gonna give you my weight from actually last Sunday when I did film the video. And then I'm gonna tell you what I am now. So like I was saying before, I feel like I've been doing a lot of oversharing and stuff, and I feel like doing weekly weigh-ins wasn't doing anything good for me.
Old habits die hard, eh, Amber? You know what I mean? And the cycle continues.
I want to weigh in for myself, and I want to weigh in for my surgeon. I want to weigh in for my doctor. I don't want to weigh in for my audience. I don't want to have just like set scheduled time of when I tell you guys my weight.
Now I'm certain to many of you this will seem like a novel concept, brand new in fact. It's called Same Shit, Different Day.
So last week on the Sunday where you guys saw the weigh-in, I was 508.2, and then this last Sunday I was 505.2, which was down 3 pounds. But today I am 503.0, which is another 2.2 pound.
Fantastic. Over the course of the month, Amber's actually done quite well. The issue I noticed is that while she's showcasing all these healthier meals, telling us she's not binging, going out of her way to show us what's going on the plate, which were in videos I couldn't be asked to show you clips of because clearly it was a lie. That's actually the point. It's a lie. You have to eat so much to maintain the weight, yeah? If you reduced it down to what your dietitian had suggested, that weight would fall off. But you're going down very slowly, which tells me you are lying to your audience. You can keep saying, I'm not doing this for my audience, I'm doing this for me, but in reality, everything's about you. You are just sharing bits here and there, and then you give up on the routine. And with this all in mind, let's go to the final video called I Got Bad News. As you can see on the screen, the comments are not on your side. And according to my assistant, my research associate, you got 6.8k downvotes on this one. I love it. It's a real high moment type situation kind of deal. We should all celebrate by throwing eggs at each other.
So I have an update on my ADHD. As you guys know, I feel like I have it. I am almost positive I have it. My psychiatrist thinks I have it. So she recommended me to get seen for that, and I was waiting for a phone call to be evaluated revolving like my weight loss and like my way of eating and weight loss surgery and stuff. There's going to be a big change that's happening, and I'm sure there's going to be a big part of you who, oh, I saw this coming. If you were to binge after weight loss surgery, you could get really sick. Like when I watch 600 Pound Life and they show what they're eating, I've never ate that much in one sitting. And I find this part of my journey unfair. I have not what I consider binged January, February. We're fixing to be in March. And I had my dietitian appointment, and she told me this is gonna be hard to hear, but if you're trying to get weight loss surgery with this program, you have to go a full year. It just felt like another obstacle.
Well, that's certainly a lot to take in, and after watching the entire video from start to finish, I'm understanding why many people took a side and stance of, oh look, you were told to do this 2 years ago, you didn't do it. Now you're trying to seem like you are going to do it, but let's face it, you're gonna quit. I finished my stream when I was covering this for research purposes by reading a quote from Rocky Balboa, and that's how I'm going to finish this one. Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is going to hit as hard as life. It ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That is how winning is done. But if you know what you're worth, then go out and get what you're worth. But you've got to be willing to take the hits and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you want to be because of him, her, or anybody. Cowards do that. So with the bad news that Amberlynn Reid received at the end of February that she can't simply have the surgery here and now, she has decided that she is going to continue pushing to have it done sooner by seeking either a different psychiatrist that will give it to her sooner, or by giving consideration to the idea that she will go to another place. Now, while that is ongoing, Amberlynn Reid has maintained her almost agoraphobic mentality of having everything delivered to her home and doing nothing outside her flat.
My ear looks so weird. What is happening? But it's raining. These are hand sanitizers, but they're like sprays. It comes with a 3-pack. This is rainwater.
Oh, and in case you didn't know this already, Amberlynn is trying to average 4,000 steps a day. Would you like to see how she does that while never leaving her flat? If at any point your immediate thought is, didn't Amy's life journey do this first? You'd be right.
And I have to protect my energy. So I have to protect my energy. So in this moment, I should be doing this. People ask, how do you get your steps in? Well, if I'm cooking, if I'm just standing here for no reason.
As the French contingent has pretty much dried up in the form of that support. Yes, it's all gone now, folks. Amber would like to share a few words about that to protect her energy.
If that means sharing less of my weight loss surgery journey, then that has to be what it has to be. I'm not going to go mute regarding it, obviously, but I'm done sharing every tiny detail because my last video bit me in the ass completely. I don't understand how people could be so upset over anything I said in that video.
Let's see, you gave it a clickbait title for views. People don't generally like that at the best of times. You went on to explain that your doctors said it will be a year, and then you indicated you were going to seek an alternative way of getting there sooner. And you're confused as to why this is the case. I've often found that only those truly deserving end up getting the benefit, the good, like a drug addict trying to get themselves a new organ. If they have been clean for so long, there is a higher probability they will get it over someone that keeps relapsing. Oh, and before I forget, when I mentioned ALR wants to do 4,000 steps a day, this is how many she actually did walking around her apartment.
I'm only at 963 steps.
On to the next video.
And these are the earrings I'm going for today. You know, I was choosing my earrings and I had a random moment where I was so sad because I've gotten rid of so many freaking earrings. Thousands.
Yes, I can imagine because you're a hoarder, you are quite upset that you've had to forfeit so much so you can appear more minimalist. Something I didn't know was that Amberlynn Reid had a PO box. I also didn't know that she had changed up from answering questions sent to her to answering letters. Found that out in this video basically. I was so excited.
A little envelope, and Katie sent me a ton of stickers.
Well, I'm certain we'll see those on Etsy in the near future when you have to sell more tat to pay your bills. Amberlynn, because, as I've said, she's becoming more and more of a living in her amazeballs home person, still hasn't learnt the lesson that many have had to learn of not buying footwear online, but her moment type situation kind of deal has backfired because she carried on doing it anyway.
I had the same pair of tennis shoes I want to say for a decade. And then when I fell last summer, tore my ligaments, I got a little bit of, for the lack of a better term, PTSD. Pink, but I wanted just plain black. So Yeah, I actually really like them, and they feel like super sturdy compared to my other ones. So as amazing as the shoes are, they did not fit. They were too tight.
While conducting a research stream, I may have cried with laughter a bit too hard at this part. The idea of having PTSD from falling over. Kenkelgate, I believe it was called. The thing here is, it was entirely your fault. You walked too close to the edge of the curb, you can't see where you're going, you can't see your feet, and your legs are pushed so far apart as well because of the fat on your thighs. This is not a dig, but an immutable fact. And to conflate it with PTSD, well, it's funny we mentioned that, because you also indicated that same kind of mentality was a justifiable reason in a separate video as to why you do not work out at the gym, or in general, really.
My lipedema and lymphedema is, you know, I'm just retaining a lot of fluid and water in my body right now. Oh my god, I saw these on TikTok! My exercising today is because I wanted to talk a little bit about, like, I get anxiety exercising. I get really bad anxiety, sometimes like verge of panic attack.
The reason why Amberlynn gets these is because her elevated heart rate terrifies her, not realizing that any workout, a good workout, involves an elevated heart rate for blood to move around the body more. It helps you in turn to lose weight. But the workout you did, let's have a look at that, because while you didn't let the audience watch you work out because it would have been no doubt quite comical, you did because you love your scrap. Write it all down.
So I'm gonna go do those. No, this is not a workout with me. Super simple, and this is just easiest for me because I like visualizing, you know, and I think that's the reason why I really like reading books. Alrighty, so here it is. Here is how I did. W stand for whole and S's stand for separate. So
legit, not one of those was a workout. I have a disabled nephew who could do more impressive things than this, and he can't walk. The mundane activity that you in turn turn into a form of content is nowhere near as impressive, especially when one considers that even with your workouts, you didn't really do anything. Your best way to ever achieve any level, any modicum, any iota of success is to go to a gym, get yourself a personal trainer, and get good. Put in the effort. The more you regress and lived behind your door, ordering everything online, even torrid holes, yes, I know you have more of those planned during this month as well. The more you do that, the less likely, although it's fairly unlikely in the first place, you will ever try and achieve any success without cutting a corner in the process that if you are successful in cutting early, which you will cut, you will end up in hospital and could possibly die because of it. By the way, I didn't see a single weigh-in this month. I wonder if that's because you put on weight, because you look like you did, and you fobbed it off on water retention again. I see we're back to drinking hundreds of gallons a day.
okay, you guys, so I really wanted a fountain drink, so instead, because I have some Diet Pepsi, I ordered the Sonic Ice, and just the ice. You see that? Oh my gosh, this is the best.
While I've no doubt that ice could well be the bestest of best ice in the whole wide world, this is just further proof about how sad and tragic Amberlynn's life has become, that she won't even go out to get the ice herself, or even send her partner to go and get it. Maybe even call Neki, and is it Becky? Yes, to go and get it for her, for old time's sake. I'm going to finish the month by talking about something else that happened. Over the course of the month, Amberlynn met a new surgeon. She has a new psychiatrist because she is genuinely seeking to find a way to get around having to be more responsible, to follow through with 1 year of sustained activity, no binging, and even adding more credence to the idea that she will go to Mexico to have the surgery. Instead of being responsible, instead of simply acquiescing, instead of simply committing, she is genuinely of the belief that the only way she could ever get anywhere, the only way that she can get to her dream weight, yeah, it is to cheat. How pathetic. During the month of April, Amberlynn Reid, she recycled her same tired old excuses for why she doesn't do things, why she can't do things how she wants to share and then doesn't want to share, while also claiming to give the viewers what they want, to simultaneously not give them what they want, proving the point her partner is as much an enabler as every partner she's had before, while simultaneously proving she is really just a materialistic, shallow individual who wants to cut every corner known to man, while simultaneously trying to act as if she understands that you can't cut corners.
I have had some people ask me, why don't I go to like Mexico to get weight loss surgery? It's drastically cheaper. And the answer is pretty easy, especially now I am following someone's journey on here on YouTube who went to Mexico, and now they're struggling with like being afraid of food because they didn't have like the requirements of therapy beforehand.
And now that she's on this journey, this weight loss journey that she's totally succeeding at, she will never break it. She won't allow a cycle to continue. No. She's above that. Totally. So we'll start with the first video she released of the month, weight loss surgery in Mexico and other crap vlog. All of which filmed as vlogs should be in her apartment.
Actually, just a few days ago, started a class online or a course, and it has been a lot of fun so far. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I have been doing a lot of writing for it, and I'm just following the instructions that they say. You know, loose leaf paper, which I already had a ton of, but I didn't have certain things that I also needed, like dividers. So next bag.
For that clip to make sense, Amberlynn is still doing the Amazon unboxing, unpacking stuff to make it seem like she's been productive and she's using her money wisely. Because as is well known at this point, she's renowned for her long-term investment plans. Yes, like hoarding. It's her favoritist of all trades. Taking her addiction to other things and applying it to literally anything she has a tiny amount of interest in. She loves to write, everyone, and we've gone through her poetry and content constable. Now, a quick point I want to make about the clip I showed first, when Amber explained why she won't go to Mexico. Many had believed that she would anyway, or will seek to, if she's unable to hit the 1-year mark of sustained no binging. If she is able to do that, then doctors in America will put her forward for it. By not binging, she will then also naturally lose weight, which will show a dedication. I showed that clip because she thinks that she believes that because someone else is afraid of food, she will develop the same fear. Now, she's afraid of exercise because of her heart being elevated, something we discussed in March. I think she's afraid of anything that is change. Anything that changes from what she normally is. And bear in mind here, when she started her channel at 360, she had also said when she was 13 she weighed 300. I doubt she'll ever be anywhere near those two numbers, ever, even with a cheat code. On the 3rd of April 2023, Amberlynn Reid released a video titled Finally Talking About Shrimp Gate. Now this one baffled me, because I don't think anyone asked for this video. For people to understand what Shrimp Gate is, essentially, Amberlynn Reid took a massive dump on her audience while eating quite a large amount of shrimp, which isn't that high in calories. I couldn't actually care less. The source is where the money's at, I guess, in that one. But when she did it, she lost 15,000 subscribers and has decided to try and rationalize and explain everything in that video to make it seem less like she was a massive tosser and more like she now understands she's a better person because she's on this journey, everyone.
About it, so I found that at the time to be a wee bit frustrating, but it's like now I get it. You know, it's the YouTube game. Making content about me does get quite a few views, so I get it now.
After all these years, I still don't get mentioned. Sad face. According to the video on YouTube, at 10 minutes 08, yeah, that timestamp is the most replayed, which is where I'm going to skip us to now.
No one is deciding upon if they should support or like or dislike someone based on them smoking cigarettes, while smoking cigarettes is actively killing somebody, just like, you know, me being off track is also actively me. But it's like, why does cigarette smoking, just for the lack of a better example, get less heat than someone my size, you know, eating some shrimp on camera? It's just, it all boils down to one thing, and we all know the answer.
There were so many mistakes in what Amberlynn Reid said there, and she played a clip just before that where somebody else was talking about the dangers of smoking. It's a false equivalence. You can't compare the two. According to US stats, if you actually took all the overweight related stats, what were causing deaths in America, and you put them together rather than separating them and breaking them down, which apparently your stats do, which makes no sense, turns out leading cause of death in your country, second place, obesity. The second issue is that you fundamentally do not understand what you said during Shrimpgate that got so many people riled. You told them you didn't want to share your life with them, but you share it all the time. You told them that basically they were your pay pigs. Essentially, that's what you did, because you told them they'll just watch anyway. This was you at your highest, by the way. Shrimpgate, you were getting over 100,000 views per video minimum. You can say you were trolling them, but really you were actually taking a ginormous dump on them. And to punish your ego, they left in droves. Your channel never recovered from that. And you, Amber, trying to act smarmy in this video is absolutely pathetic. In a somewhat interesting twist, we don't usually do this with Amberlynn, she put out a community post. Send me some weight-related questions down below. Let's go through a few of those. Genuine question. I personally don't think you're lying, but you said on Instagram that people assuming you're bedbound is fatphobic. But in the past, you've been bedbound and not admitted to it until months later. So why is it fatphobic in your opinion? Do you realize that the terms delusional, denial, and trolling are just fancy terms for lying? Why are you truly eating behind the scenes to maintain 500 pounds for the past 6 years? Love you, Amber. And genuine question, why have you never made an effort to be physically active? You can afford a personal trainer, and your job allows you to make your own schedule, so it's not as if work is interfering in any way. Okay, I'll finish on one last question actually. Why? So you won't answer them and say we're bullying you? Seems accurate. So Amberlynn Reid, as you know, opens PO Box stuff sent to her. She opens Amazon, Torrid. She loves to open stuff because she can show it off. I wish I did that, but it sounds like a whole lot of effort, and also, I'm not a dainty girl. With this in mind, we go to another gate-related situation. This one, Cake Gate, where Amberlynn Reid was sent some food. Some rather delicious food, I might add. And she did not respond to it very well at all. In fact, she took it so poorly that she got a bit of shit for it, quite frankly.
Take the heat or get out of the kitchen. Am I right? That is what I hear all the time. But there comes a time where it's like, you guys, I'm not the fucking problem. Some of you are. And yeah, I'm getting mad because I'm fucking... It's like I try to do something nice. And I know people can say, why are you showing this? It's to show you guys that this is the shit that I deal with outside of the fucking camera. You guys don't even believe the shit that I have to deal with. And it's just part of the problem. So, you know, this is what happens when my YouTube channel 7-8 years ago ends up on a fat shaming website and all of you guys decide to come follow me. This is what happens.
Now, you could argue Amber is acting responsibly by disposing of the food, but she didn't give it to charity or anything, which is what she should have considered doing. No, she claims she threw it away. In the comments, some wrote, melted microwave cheese tortillas are okay, but not luxury cakes? Wow, because Amber ate this instead. Interesting choice. The cake itself is part of a combo, and looking at it, it looks exquisite. I wouldn't say no, and if you could find that in the UK, just put it on my Amazon wishlist, just send it to me. I will actually do a live stream mukbang off camera. I wouldn't mind this. Amber eventually did actually put out a post on her Instagram saying, if you are the one who sent me Strawberry Hill, I'd love to talk to you. Not to attack you, but to understand you. How condescending do you have to be? The thing is, if this is a troll, it's a fairly pricey one, so I'm inclined to believe it's less a troll and more someone genuinely sending you something for you to enjoy, because there is actually 1 or 2 people in this world that actually like Amberlynn Reid. Hell, it could be one of the French contingent still lingering around, residuals and all that.
Which also, I'm now officially going to be doing monthly weigh-ins with them, where I physically go in and step on their scale so we can see progress. And they did give me a goal for how much they want me to lose this month, so I will also share that with you. But when I first went there, I weighed in at 533 with clothes on, and I also had some earrings on. It doesn't matter. And the goal was to lose 1 pound. And so when I stepped on the scale, I was nervous, obviously. I actually lost 5 pounds since I last saw them, and I will show you the clip right here. Everyone thinks I'm over 600 pounds, so what is it? Is it bad? I'm gonna say 535.
528.5.
Oh!
Didn't you start the year at 520 or something? I lose track of your numbers because they go up and down quite a lot. That is from a separate video where Amberlynn met her surgeon. It is also one of the very few times this month, this year in fact, where Amberlynn Reid has not been in her apartment. Although this could be a room in her apartment building we know nothing of. For the sake of it, she also cut the clip early. She claims Feline cut the camera sooner. I don't think that's the case at all. I think there's more to it and Amber just didn't want us to see it. Cause she a cowbag. They set her a goal in that meeting of £1 a week. Something which when I did a research stream on this, I speculated would be the case. Because if she sustained 1 year solid, losing £1 a week for a year, that would show a form of dedication. Granted, she craps at least £5 anyway, so whether she could lose £1 a week is unknown because she's still binging while claiming not to be at the same time, but then admitting in other videos in this same month she had some bad binges. Generally, when it comes to the month of April, we don't really learn too much about what she is actually doing concerning therapy beyond her telling us how amazing it is and how much she's learnt from it. Because she's managed to find one therapist, just one, after, fobbing each and every one of them off over time, she found one that she'll willingly, for a brief while, listen to. I assume the doctor is called Dr. WMD. First name Webb. Of all the months of 2023 so far, May is the most interesting. Not that it starts interesting, we can say for certain the Belgian contingent from earlier in the year is all but gone, and Amber just carried on making her agoraphobic content. Never leaving her flat, yet indicating she's doing so much, everyone, with a bit of a twist later on. As you can see on the screen, this is what she was doing, just opening parcels. Over on the streaming channel, Moistski Live, when I do my monthly research streams on the dainty girls, I clicked on a second video of Amber's and she just started opening more parcels. This intrigues me on the face of it because didn't she last month shit on someone for sending her stuff? Yet in the very first video, she's all happy because she got parcels that apparently she wanted.
Hello. Welcome to a new video. My hair looks wild, but I have an Amazon package that I want to open for you guys.
Later on, we're going to circle back to that ungratefulness, but for now, we're going to stick with this video because in this video titled I Have a Hernia, Amber would like to talk about how she is effectively her own body's psychic, the Charles Xavier for her internal organs. She can read her own mind, everyone. That, and she loves WebMD. Oh, and of course, it's just a gut feeling.
So I've been noticing weird symptoms. I'm very much like, I pay attention to my body, okay? But I'm smart. I feel like I'm Dr. Lynn. I just know things, feel things. I noticed lately, like when I lay down flat, my stomach kind of has like a bulge. So most fat people, a lot of fat people, they get hernias. Recently, like a few months ago, just took a test to see if I had one and I never got my results back. And it turns out I do have a hernia, folks. And the fact that I like knew that before being told that, but it's like, I feel like in my past life, I was a doctor or a nurse.
It is quite impressive to hear someone speak so positively of a hernia. It's quite rare as well. But I'm glad you have nearly every single ailment under the sun within your body. Papa Nurgle has clearly blessed you. Now walk 100 steps. If you are the type of person to believe in the nonsense of past lives or lives beyond the one you currently have, YOLO everyone, then you are deluded and there is medication for it. You're welcome.
I am just very shy. I am a very shy person.
Which is why she's bounced from relationship to relationship without having much of a gap in between. In fact, there's an overlap for when one ends and the other one starts. There's a word for that. But also you move in very quickly with them, so are you really shy? Or a micromanaging control freak who likes to pretend she is?
Hi Amber, my name is Macy. My mother Shirley and I are huge fans of yours. We watch your videos together all the time. I'm just curious, what is your absolute biggest goal in your life right now? Through the years, we've seen you lose weight, have big weight loss goals, move, have different love interests in your life. What is your biggest goal? Is it weight loss surgery? Is it to move out of state? Is it to marry Feline? I'm so curious. Thank you so much.
My biggest goal right now is really working on like healing myself. Trauma. I was recently diagnosed with PTSD.
Do forgive the following if you are at all sensitive to the fact that I'm about to say this. LOL! Her diagnosis of PTSD is a load of horse crap.
Hi, okay. I don't know if this is going to make it into your video, but we hope it does. So, do you have any plans to move still? Or is that kind of on pause? Do you have like an announcement city? We love to know. We're all very into it.
Yeah, I totally, so many people want me to move. I totally get it, like seeing the same like environment. Like moving vlogs are so fun. So I was going to move. I had a spot I wanted. I was planning it, the whole 9. Some personal things started happening, some health things started happening.
Blah blah blah, blah 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 blah, any excuse not to cover you're moving. That would have been easy content, just to be clear, as opposed to you sat in front of the camera doing sod all every single day. By the way, the person who sent you that question, I'm pretty sure I know them. I recognized your voice. If it was you, friend, you know, the person that introduced me to Amberlynn Reid and started me doing content constables on her, thank you. Now, I mentioned moving, consider it a form of foreshadowing, because we're going to circle back to that soon as well, courtesy of Destiny. But we're not there yet. We have one more video I'd like to show you before we get to the cake thing from last month, because that's also done its rounds via community posts of Amberlynn Reid's akin to that of Foodie Beauty. Yay. And then Destiny, who has laid the absolute smacketh downeth on Amberlynn Reid's rather large cranky ass.
Hello guys. So unfortunately I was going to wear these earrings today. They're super cute. I got them forever ago at Target. But this ear, she's a little red, as you can see, is not doing good. Like, it hurts really bad.
So to the community posts before we get to Destiny. My videos are behind because I've been filming a lot and only uploading every other day as per my schedule. But I contacted Strawberry Hill the minute I noticed all the friction regarding my video, which was a few days ago. I'll have updates soon in a vlog. Thank you, Strawberry Hill, for the kindness and understanding. If you'd like context, it was from last month. Here's the video now.
Take the heat or get out of the kitchen. Am I right? That is what I hear all the time. But there comes a time where it's like, you guys, I'm not the f***ing problem. Some of you are. And yeah, I'm getting mad because it's like I try to do something nice. And I know people can say, why are you showing this? It's to show you guys that this is the shit that I deal with outside of the camera. You guys don't even believe the shit that I have to deal with. And it's just part of the problem. So, you know, this is what happens when my YouTube channel 7-8 years ago ends up on a fat shaming website and all of you guys decide to come follow me. This is what happens. Fat shaming isn't real. What do you mean it's fat phobia? It's constructive criticism. What is that? You're sending alcohol to an alcoholic. So I hope you have fun sitting next to Trump in hell.
Now, understandably, people were not best impressed in the replies. 373 comments. The upvotes don't really match this. She got ratioed. You'll need to apologize for how disrespectful you were to the person who sent you those baked goods. Telling them to go to hell along with Trump was uncalled for and immature. Second community post. All of my videos are uploaded chronologically. Video from today was from a week ago. More scheduled coming your way. Have a good day. Kisses. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Underneath, by the way, still getting ratio. The fact that whoever ordered baked goods requested they be delivered in time for Easter should tell you they weren't being malicious. They wanted you to have something nice for the holiday. That was a crappy thing for you to do. The third post. This one's getting longer. Bigger words, everyone. Wait, I'm confused. The person who sent me Strawberry Hill is from France and has enjoyed this company for
generations.
But the company states very clearly they don't ship internationally. I'm sorry, but it's not adding up for me. Word of mouth, a sob story, and a Reddit user isn't proof. I will not be gaslit into changing my view on this. Don't send cake and bread to someone trying to get weight loss surgery. No one who cares about me would do so no matter what. I will forever stand by that. No matter how much harassment I've received because of this will change my feelings. It has taken me a long time to realize it, but my feelings are valid. I wouldn't have been able to get there if it wasn't for so many of you supporting me. Right, that's what they're doing in the replies right now. For example, she is not saying her family has gone to this bakery for generations. She is saying the types of treats she sent you are authentic to European treats that her family enjoys in Europe. Oh whoa, Amber, you misunderstood, you son of a bitch. Additionally, you use the word gaslight far too much. I don't think it means what you think it means. You claim to be on a weight loss journey, but within the space of a month, May, you lost 3 pounds. Still in the 520s, in week 2 of January you were 514, and I have that clip from my own video where I've already made January.
Okay, now on to the actual weigh-in part of this. Today I weighed in at 514.6.
I know there are ups and downs, bumps in the road, but to maintain the weight you are at, you are consuming vast amounts. You can claim it's all healthy, all this ordered HelloFresh crap, but let's face it, the bread and the cake you were sent, we know damn well you didn't throw them away. You bloody well ate those things. The final post, though, related to this. Update. Again, I think people are missing the point. Sending someone who is £500, $528, trying to get weight loss surgery, a large cake and a large bread is warranted for an opinion, and my opinion still stands. I don't think it's okay. I have feelings. I was hurt by it, especially after everything I've been going through with my food addiction, trying to heal from trauma and undergo weight loss surgery. When you hurt someone's feelings, you apologize. You don't get angry because you hurt them. You correct your actions and apologize. So many of you are missing the key points to why this hurt me and why I reacted the way I did, because I'm Amberlynn and we need drama to keep a certain side of this community thriving. But to those who understand me and made me realize I'm valid in how I feel, thank you. I will never speak again on this matter on any platform, which is a load of bollocks. We'll get to that in a moment. Just a quick thing on this. It is a one rule for me, but not for thee. The person that sent you those gifts sent them to you as a kindness. I've been sent lovely gifts off my Amazon wishlist, and I publicly, if they're on my Discord, I do it there, and I do it on Twitter. I thank them, because that is what you do. You don't say, look, this is lovely you sent me this, but it's a load of shit, mate. Be considered like being better at gift giving. You know, taking your hard-earned cash and just buying me something nice that I would want, while simultaneously doing unboxings, which you did too in this month. Essentially, shitting on the person who sent you something we all know you ate because you wanted to be seen looking good. You're a pathetic cretin. One last thing before we get to the main event of the month. Some Q&As over on Amberlynn's Instagram. Firstly, she misunderstood this. I can understand why she confused it, but at the same time, referencing here Twinkie seemed a bit strange to misunderstand vet for 17 years in that context. The second was, do you still like Alex is shook? No. And the final one, how do you feel about the YouTube true crime community? Unpopular opinion, I don't think true crime YouTubers should be allowed to monetize their videos. I have a whole laundry list of reasons why, but I don't feel like getting into it right now. Regardless, the content itself is definitely entertaining. I've always been interested in true crime. I feel the same way about those who monetize their unaliving through consumption of vast amounts of food. Of course, I'm being sarcastic. I think nearly every single type of content on YouTube should be monetized. As long as it doesn't breach TOS, I don't think we should be subservient to the advertisers, or that YouTube should be the sub to the advertisers. And true crime gets absolutely hammered from pillar to post. To make that kind of content takes a lot of effort. And yes, mental strength. You have no literal or figurative leg to stand on when it comes to what kind of content should be monetized. Especially when you have milked this system for years, destroying your body in the process. So everyone, we're at the main event part of this month. This part is the most fun because Destiny has arrived and has decided now is the time to lay the smackdown, to give Destiny's side of the story, a story that Amberlynn has been in control of the narrative of for years. Well, not anymore.
My mom had it wasn't a clawfoot bathtub, but it wasn't like a normal bathtub. I don't know how else to explain it. You see it in the videos a lot. Amberlynn did not shower the whole time we were at my mom's. She did not like the bathtub. She refused to even try to get in. I think she was having a hard time getting her leg over it. It was the thing because it is pretty high sides. And she just basically, whore bathed. She just, she washed her hair. I'd help her wash her hair over the shower. And she just kind of washed with washcloths and wore plenty of deodorant. That's what she did.
Because Shenanigans is an absolute legend, how you doing? She went and did some digging and found out that Amberlynn Reid had moved in on the 7th of July 2016 and they'd moved out on September the 25th or 24th based on the date she claimed they'd moved. That is more than 2.5 months without a bath. Now I'd said on YouTube when I streamed research for this, how long could you go at most without having one within reason? And don't do reductio ad absurdum. Some did do that because that's what you do. Ignoring what the request was, realistically the average seemed to be 2 days, but what really mattered or depended was how active you were and how hot it was. The weather-wise, humidity plays a key part here. Amberlynn did a horse bath of wiping herself down for 2.5 months. You filthy cowback. But Destiny's not done. You see, Amber also got into a number of disagreements while living there with Destiny's mother, which ended one way.
Said that they got into spats a lot before. I'm meaning like it could have been just anything. It was just little stuff a lot of the time. Amberlynn started saying that she likes the job, but she likes YouTube better. And then she was debating on stopping, and I don't know, her and my mom started arguing back and forth, and my mom ended up getting physical with Amberlynn. That's where the K-cup holder comes back. I think they're kind of slapping around at each other, and my mom, that K-cup holder was sitting on the stairs for us to take upstairs or whatever. My mom came back with it and hit her over the head with it.
Within all that Destiny dropped, she also showed some DMs. Now, what made the DMs fascinating was the fact that these DMs on the face of it look ordinary. Yeah, oh, thank you for being so respectful. And then following it up with, Amberlynn unsent a message. Interesting. You're not paying attention, Amber, but you totally are. There's more to that than meets the eye, and we'll get to that soon enough because we got more videos from Destiny.
Of 2017. Let's see. Oh, one thing I want to mention before I get into this. When I said that Amberlynn and my mom got into an altercation, Amberlynn didn't hit my mom. She didn't get the chance, basically.
Now, there are other clips within the thread itself talking about the breakup, which is in 2 parts. Destiny proving the point that she didn't tell Amber to quit, Amber just didn't turn up to work one day. That job itself actually made the effort to try and get Amber to go in, but Amber was like, nah, YouTuber fam, I can do YouTube. The final video though is the accusation of being a cheater and a gaslighter. I thought I'd play this before we get to Amber's responses to this, because Amber took this like a pro.
Like I said, we went to the new building and she just was not having it. I don't know what it was. I think really she just didn't want to work. I think she just wanted to do the YouTube, and that's just what she decided to do. I said I thought the job would be perfect for her. It didn't require a lot of anything, and it was really easy money because she was good at it. It wasn't hard work, and it made good money, and you were just sitting. Like, it wasn't. And she stated, I said that I was like, yeah, you need to quit. You know, just do YouTube and stay home. I did not tell her that straight up. I told her that she's an adult and it's clearly her choice. Y'all calling me a cheater and all this, and like I explained before, even though I was secretly talking to my ex, it wasn't in a way like that. It was like as friends talking, you know, like the only thing I'll admit to with Amberlynn is that I emotionally almost cheated on her emotionally. Like, it was in the back of my mind, but I didn't even try to act on it because I was with her.
On Instagram, Amberlynn Reid was asked, do you think Destiny has her own trauma that causes her red flag behavior patterns? Reply, cheating isn't a symptom of trauma. It's a symptom of having no self-control or respect for the person you love. Nothing ever warrants cheating and betrayal, period. Let's not make excuses for cheaters. Well, you are the queen of red flags in that department, are you not? You either move on really fast or the overlap is so close together from one partner to the next that it can be considered a form of infidelity, because how you manage to do it is quite sus. Your type, before your current wifey, has always been very submissive, easy to manipulate types. Destiny, Casey, and Becky are perfect examples of that. People you micromanaged and controlled with money. Now, to handle this, she has been active on Reddit with a sock puppet account. Now, I took the liberty of looking at the screenshots from Apathetic Facts. First of all, explaining the account was active for 2 hours before everything was deleted, 20 times on the Ambaby subreddit and other subreddits in attempt to gain, karma and be legit. Every single comment was screenshot. That's interesting, because if you look at the comments, when I was doing the research for this, I based it on her own Q&As, and the short sentence structures was very much indicative of an Amberlynn response. I do believe that this is highly likely to be Amberlynn trying to respond, clap back, but not clap back at the same time. Or not be seen to publicly, but because it's quite clearly her, based on how the sentences are framed, I think it makes her look even crappier, and her response to it is not good. The final thing I want to read to you, all of you, is a message from Shenanigans. Like it or not, Amberlynn and Chantal in particular, the audience is
your boss.
If you decide to ignore your audience and do your own thing, by all means go ahead. But you are not exempt from the consequences of that. You are one of
many
people within a world that
doesn't
revolve around you. And unfortunately, you can't have your cake and bread and eat it too in a society of humans who have their
own
thoughts, opinions, and valid life experiences that might not coincide with your own. In the case of Amberlynn, when you apply this to her, everything is about her, and she's done the do your own thing before, and it backfired massively. She had to backpedal because of it years ago because of it. She has never learned her lesson, nor has Chantal. And this continues and will continue to do so, I believe, for the rest of her life. She has made YouTube her career. This is her bed. She lies quite comfortably within it, with every single ailment under the sun nestled in her body. And there is no solution to it, because while she is obsessing over the claim of weight loss surgery, she is not making any discernible progress. She didn't take a step back. She went back up nearly 20 pounds, and then this month crept down 3 of them. That's not progress. That's a clear sign you are not trying. Much like May, June continues a level of intrigue with Amber where things are starting to get interesting, which somewhat fortuitously continues on into July, but we're not there yet. To start the month of June off, Amber comes back to YouTube after taking a little break. Now, I'm going to put a theory out there now. I don't think she took a break per se. I think she ran out of things to record and had enough stuff on the backlog to cover her so she could just start again. Not so much taking a break, instead just slowing her output briefly because she had bugger all going on.
So, Feline and I made oobleck. Is that what it's called, baby?
Oobleck.
Oobleck. It's literally just water and cornstarch, and when you touch it, it feels hard, but then it's not. It is so cool.
No joke, this is the kind of crap Amber still produces. She demonstrates one novelty along with doing some Amazon unpacking and some Target U-Haul tries, whatever they're called, the clothing brand she goes with. She does it once with the novelty thing, and then she goes over to something else. But what we really need to know is why Amber took a break, and in the next clip she explains why.
So I'm sure you guys have noticed I have been taking a little bit of a break from YouTube. It was a break that I honestly didn't even realize I needed until it was happening. So that's why I stopped my uploading schedule, and I don't really know what my schedule is going to be like in the future, to be honest. I'm kind of just filming a little bit here and there, and then we'll see how I feel, because for months now I've just been filming or editing every single day. I've been on Instagram, keeping up my online appearance, which is part of my job, and I just feel like it's time for a little break.
The thing with what Amber has said here about maintaining her online persona, her brand, I fully understand that part. The thing with Amber is she doesn't get enough views anymore to be able to take those kind of breaks without it harming her brand, unless something interesting is going on. And around this time, and for most of the month, something very interesting is going on, because Amber started doing live streams. And I have a few clips taken from Twitter because finding them within the live stream itself is an absolute ball ache, where Amber admits, while raging like there's no tomorrow about Destiny, some points we all knew were true, but she vehemently denies, and will continue to do for the rest of the month while simultaneously admitting.
Like, Destiny is a cheater who is still actively, I don't know if she's doing it behind her fiance's back, but Dana, I'm sorry, please do not get mad at me. Destiny is unblocking Dana randomly and sending her messages trying to talk to her. Like, currently, to this day, like last night. Destiny is a fucking cheater. Whether it be physically, emotionally, that's how we met.
A number of points here need to be made. The first, Amber is referencing emotional cheating, because while she was with Destiny, near the end of their relationship, Destiny was messaging someone else in a flirtatious manner. She considered this a form of cheating. I'm not saying whether I agree or disagree, just explaining what she believes. The second point, without providing proof to what she says, we only have an assertion about the communications with Dana, whatever her name is. The third, you met Destiny while Destiny was cheating on someone else to get with you. The very novel concept of poor decisions. Look in a mirror and you'll see yourself reflected in it. But the best part is something you denied, yet everyone knew was true anyway. We knew this because of Becky when you were bedbound, and Becky did so much for you. Turns out she wasn't the first.
Anything that I did, like Destiny saying that I didn't shower while living with her mom, is absolutely 100% her telling the truth. I did not shower while living with her mother because I could not fit in the shower. And it's like, for Destiny to come on here
And to say that this is her healing while laughing at something as me not being able to fit in the shower, that's not healing. That's being gross. That's being rude.
So we all knew that she wasn't washing. I'm sorry, but we all knew you couldn't fit in it already. We knew you had issues when you were with Becky. This wasn't a surprise. Destiny cites this as a form of healing. Many critics say you're just doing this for the donos. It is not our place to judge how one heals. I say us, me. I couldn't care less. The healing process is unique to you. In this, using the very power Amber has used for years, in some senses legally, but we'll get to that in July, to silence those from being able to say their piece. Interesting.
And she knows what that's going to do. That was a part of my life that is like, everyone is going to use that as like, oh my God, that's the grossest thing in the world. Yeah, it was fucking rough. Every single day I had to shower outside of the shower, if that makes sense. Some people call that a horror bath. Some people call that a hoe bath. Some people, whatever. Everyone has a different way of saying it. But that is something that I experienced. And it was because I physically could not. Like, I think I might have shown the bathtub in a vlog. Because I did vlog in the bathroom. So you guys can go back and look at those, whatever it may be.
And now that Destiny has, well, quite frankly, all the power because you have no control over her, you are using every big word you can think of to try and stop her. Destiny clarted back, which in turn made Amber a bit cross.
How could she have been a witness to the Code Red incident if she wasn't even there? So it's like she's really trying really hard to like use these like big words like witness and everything else.
Hence additional streams, but then she followed up with content explaining why she won't do any more. So I'm going to play relevant clips from Clapback, ALR's Clapback, and then ALR explaining why she won't do the streams again.
How did you feel when you finally left? Like 1,000 pounds was taken off my back? If there were a boxing match, Foodie Beauty versus Amberlynn, who would you bet on? Who would you bet on, Foodie Beauty or Amberlynn? Why would you call it a boxing match? It'd be sumo wrestling.
Ever since last year, I have been positing the idea that Amberlynn and Chantel needed to resolve their differences in a boxing ring. It's nice to see others taking an idea that I put out there and asking those who have been closest to ALR what they think. Now, I don't really care if they have a sumo match or not. I still tend to think Chantel might have the edge. Amber had the weight advantage, but weight is no indicator of being better, only you cover more of the ring space. Chantel's shown a level of agility that I find quite interesting. Amber did not appreciate this, by the way. No, she didn't. She considers it a form of fat shaming.
Like that. And like doctors did say that. They said, you know, because you're weight, sorry, I feel like I'm disassociating a little bit. This happens every time I live stream. I like lose every like thought that I have. It's so weird. Hold on. Woo!
The reason for it is because, and I say this with a level of experience, anxiety. When you put on the spot, sometimes you have to quick fire. You have to be able to answer questions, and you have to be able to do it in such a way that it doesn't look like you are spending far too long thinking about it, which can in turn make you look like a massive liar. Thing is, Amberlynn Reid is a known Lynn. She always has been. You'll find very few chances or opportunities where she's not. Things she says about how prideful she is about her appearance, her smell, what she eats. We all know she binges every day to maintain that weight, and her weight's been going up all year. But about that smell part.
Did you get used to the swamp smell eventually and stop noticing? Missed my super chat. I'm sorry I missed your super chat. And actually, yes, that did occur. I guess I noticed it maybe at first, but then after we broke up, my sister was like, you really couldn't smell that? And I was like, I mean, no. You know, she was like, it just smells like ass.
I was expecting her to say it smells like rotting flesh or eggs doused in rotten herrings. Around this time, ex-partner of Amberlynn, Becky, put out a community post. This is going to be some kind of foreshadowing for July, because we learn a bit more in July. Sorry for being gone so long. To be honest, I haven't been doing well mentally. I spent 5 days in hospital back in February after I had a mental breakdown. I'm trying to do better, but this world is getting worse every day. So that's a big part of my depression, along with past problems and loneliness, So not only did I isolate myself from everyone I loved, but I did it to you all too. Beyond saying to Becky, if you ever see this, I do hope that you are in a better place. I do hope mentally you are doing better, your health is improving. Of course I wish that for you. I mention this as foreshadowing. In July, you'll understand why. But Amber plays a part in this. Last year we spoke about how Amberlynn Reid has decided to take upon herself to start striking channels for using her content. It led to much debate concerning what was transformative and what fell under fair use. TOS is vital here. One of the creators she went after repeatedly was Apathetic Facts. Apathetic Facts made the necessary changes so that the content produced on the channel Apathetic Facts fell under fair use. New post. Welp, girls. It's that time of year once again, where I get an email from Amber threatening to copyright strike my videos. This time, it's my livestream highlights and my compilations, if I don't delete them. She's also threatening to file a privacy complaint against me if I show you guys the email. Anyway, you have noticed some videos privated, and this is the reason why. I'm protecting my channel from false strikes. My videos are transformative and fall under 3 different categories within fair use. But as we've seen in the past, that doesn't really matter to her now, does it? I'll see y'all soon. Green heart emoji. I took the liberty of looking at some of Apathetic Facts' content. From my position, and no, I'm not biased here, it does fall under fair use. Therefore, the claims from Amberlynn are unjustified, and she should retract any, because the last thing she needs on her rather pathetic and embarrassing record is flagger as well, as if she couldn't sink any lower, Stinky Lynn.
That my dietitian sent me. First of all, I am proud of you. Thank you for your email. Thank you for your openness and transparency with your therapist and now me. This demonstrates to me that you are more ready for surgery now than even some post-op patients I have worked with in the past have ever allowed themselves to be. It takes a lot of courage to open up about your struggles, so I appreciate that you shared that with me. And then there's like 4 other paragraphs, but those are private. I was shocked. This whole thing where it's like,
Bitch, you've put on 20 pounds this year alone. If you're ready for weight loss surgery, I assume the weight loss is to remove one of your legs. The back and forths between Destiny and Amberlynn culminated in a coup de grace moment situation kind of deal, yeah? Because Destiny was on a phone call with ALR and streamed it. ALR didn't know at first. Some big well-known names were in the YouTube chat. You had Michael B. Petty, Milky, Narcola, Apathetic Facts, Karina Kaboom, asking her questions to give those questions to Amber. Here's some of my favourite parts of this stream. By the way, Amber went to leave after 10 minutes. The stream is over 50. Amber was there for about 50 minutes. Clearly, she was in no hurry to leave.
And it's, you know what's really funny? You saying that me and you always argued. You know the funniest thing in the whole world?
Mm-hmm.
No. That was you and Dana. Like, me and Becky would low-key talk shit. Sorry. You and Dana would argue about everything.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so why are you sitting there and acting like you're like this almighty person? Like,
I'm not. I exposed myself.
Bull.
I've admitted to everything I've ever done wrong.
Okay, but this is a weird way of, like, getting closure. Don't you think?
No.
I didn't think you were a bad person, but I guess now I do. It's just like, you know the type of reaction I was going to receive by you doing this.
You act like I'm getting all this praise.
You are. Literally everyone is following you. Team Destiny. Amberlynn's an abuser.
You're a very manipulative person.
I have come to terms that my mental illness does make me manipulate in ways. Ugh.
This clip should amply demonstrate that Amberlynn, even when someone is saying, you're an abuser, you're a manipulator, Amberlynn will fob it off and make something about herself being the victim Lynn of it all, Reid. But we're not done. I want to play more clips.
I don't know. I don't watch your stuff.
You're obsessed with Karina Kaboom, who literally twists everything that I say.
What's wrong with Karina Kaboom? She's a nice lady.
You're kidding, right? I didn't know that you were alive still. I wouldn't have talked about Becky. Oh my god, I fucking hate you.
No, It like froze and I had to get off, and then it finally went back on.
Oh my god, I did not know you were still alive. I would not have talked about Becky because I literally, like I said, I am respectful.
I don't want to hear it.
But like, I wish you would just like literally stop talking about me.
I'm trying to get past through all this shit, get done talking about you, and then move on. I just have to finish it.
This is, according to Destiny, all a part of the healing process so that Destiny, after this, can make a reaction channel or use the channel currently in use to go through content where Destiny featured on ALR's channel. And there's a reason I omitted the Becky stuff. We'll get to that in July. Amber did, in a community post, respond to the fact that she featured in this live stream without knowing, believing this is super deceptive after she clicked off live while we were still on the phone, told her that they weren't live anymore, blah blah blah, very clear, very shitty, very deceptive, blah blah blah, all about Amber. There's a point there, actually, she should have told her at the start. But back to the live stream.
Like, why can't, like, the same way that I want to respect Becky, which I am, why can't you do that for me?
What? You just said because you're the way you respect Becky, why can't I do that for you?
Correct. Why can't exes just not talk about exes? Move on. You have a
You still haven't stopped talking about Becky. What do you mean?
Don't forget here, Amber on multiple occasions spoke about how no one was there for her when she really needed somebody. Yet during the time she cited this, she was with Becky and Becky was doing everything for her. She downplayed what Becky did for her. In fact, it was very hard for Amber to keep the very essence of Becky out of her life because Feline is so much better. Something fun about that will happen in July as well.
Okay, well then tell me why the first time you told that story, you made it seem like I hit her. You
because
said that.
I did not know what happened before she hit you over the head with that K-cup thing. And then you came on and said that she had gone upstairs and started throwing perfume at you. And then I remembered that. It was a very traumatic event for me. You were there. I told them that as well.
Yes. That was traumatic to watch your mom beat up your girlfriend.
That sounds ever so slightly insincere. I wonder why.
Damn, I feel like I needed to get a little vent session out, but please don't ever call me again. Don't text me. Have fun with your life.
I literally had to unblock your number to call you. It's fine. Okay. You're the one that unblocked me on Facebook and had to go out of your way and message me. I said one thing about your mom. I just said I didn't know that she had gotten in trouble for apparently some kind of service dog incident.
Okay, well, she didn't. So like I said, keep my mom's name out of your fucking mouth.
I mean, same to you.
You brought your mom up first. I don't understand what you were talking about.
I'm just saying you can't tell me that when you don't do it. Like, I get that it was addressing what happened to you with her, but there's no reason for you to still talk about her anymore.
Like, you're forgetting the characters in the story, I think.
The reason for this is because Amber desperately wants to be the one to get the last word, the mic drop, so she can walk off into the waddle off, mobility scooter, scoot off into the sunset, the magnanimous victor. The fun thing here is, we're not actually that far into the live stream itself. Amber's still here like I told you she would be, and she's still arguing. Any ordinary person would have already just left, but Amber is so desperate for that win. So desperate, she will stick around. Apparently she likes to take punishment. I think we all know who the sub is. Well, now anyway.
Well, why would people make up something saying that you're saying it's my fault that you, like, regressed in this weight loss surgery journey? If you didn't say that.
I have not posted on any social media besides YouTube. So if you need to, for clarification, go watch my videos on ×2 speed to see that I have not talked about weight loss surgery or you.
Why is everyone saying you got denied for it?
Because people are spreading lies that aren't even real. I did not get denied for weight loss surgery on period.
Are you still going to go through with it?
I will talk about my weight loss surgery on my channel.
As you can see, no spoilers here everyone. Spoilerlynn Reid free. And it took her a long ass time to come to that decision. I wonder if someone wrote it down for her because she was too dense to give a definitive answer.
Anything else?
Someone said the silence is so loud.
I'm just waiting. No, I'm waiting. Like, because get it all out now because I swear to you, I'm done. And
how many times are you going to say it?
Oh, I'm I don't see things in black and white. I can dislike someone but still agree or disagree with some of the things that they do. Reaction channels don't know how to do that. They dislike me, so they dislike everything I say or do. I'm not that type of person. I can literally hate you, but love something that you do.
The thing here is, Amber is painting the very people that she says blindly dislike her with the very intolerant brush she claims they use on her, which is why she's been copyright striking or claiming or threatening to do so with those creators. Many of the questions asked by Karina Kaboom were actually quite important questions, but Amber didn't really want to answer any of it because that meant depriving herself of free content. And that's a point. If she can't make a penny out of this, what's the point? Yet she forgets, when she earlier mentioned being present on other social media platforms, being on other people's streams helps her brand as well. Problem is, she answered like a politician that had had a seizure. So her answers were contradictory and all over the place. So I guess that could just be a politician. This is the end of part 1, by the way, folks. Part 2 begins in July, and July will be starting exceedingly strong. See you then.